Okay, hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's Martine Chiella. For those of you stopping by here for the first time, I make videos surrounding motherhood lifestyle and a little bit of everything in between, considering everything kind of tends to fall in motherhood anyways, our lifestyle. So this video here was supposed to be a sit down video, but I just haven't had a chance to do a sit down and fill you guys in on everything that's going on. So I'm on my way back from church. It's a lovely Sunday. It's cold outside but sunny. So I'm on my way back from church, so I figure why not? I have a few minutes to kill in this car ride as I'm going. So I figure let me fill you guys in because I haven't really gotten a chance to do the sit down. So the first filling in was pretty much with the airline Air Canada. Okay, so y'all remember that we went to Jamaica for a couple of weeks, and it was fun. It was great. We had a chance to just meet family. So in our leaving, okay, the situation with Air Canada started in our leaving. Okay, so this update is going to be Air Canada fill-in. The second update is going to be the following news that I told you guys I'm going to fill you guys in. So back to Air Canada story. So in going, everything was, everything started off okay. The only issue that we encountered was just kind of like bag check-in. And when they first kind of checked in our bag, we noticed, because we were checking in as a group, we noticed like they didn't even like label our bags properly because we were a group. And the guy was like, no worries, because y'all as a group, everything is going to the same place. Everything will be fine. You guys are going to be getting your bags. Okay. So that was, so the day that we were supposed to leave, we was there, we checked in, everything was fine. We was waiting for a flight and everything. And just to find out that our flight was canceled due to maintenance issue. Okay, so they canceled our flight. They kept like delaying it throughout the day. So our flight was early in the morning, around like 8:30. They ended up notifying us that it was canceled around like 5 o'clock. So like, okay, everybody's got a little bit fed up there, and it's like, okay, what's going on? And then after that, they're like, no, we're gonna be breaking this up. Some of you guys are gonna be rebooked, and some people. So they started the process of checking some people into like hotels, and then so everybody was getting like notifications, what was gonna happen. So we did not take obviously accommodations. They didn't put us up in a hotel or anything like that, simply because we were closer by, right? And I originally made accommodations with my father-in-law. That's normally when I travel, I go to his house because he's closer to Pearson Airport. And so I always leave from there when I'm going on vacation or going somewhere, flying out with the kids. And then when I was coming back, I usually just land there, and then from there I go to my home because I'm far away. I'm not close to the airport. So they canceled our flight. We ended up going through the whole commotion of, let's set up for our flight for the next day. As we were going through that, like, first of all, everybody had like different scenarios. One of the scenarios that broke my heart was one lady who was going for her mother's funeral, which was the next following morning. I was like, oh, I really felt for that lady, because that was her mother's funeral. Like, you're not gonna get that moment back. She was gonna go bury her mom, and so that really, really broke my heart for her. And yeah, so they just kind of like rebooked her. I didn't hear no fussing or anything like that from her, because she was going through it already, and this is like, life is happening. She's going through it. The other people, you felt a little bit of, you sense a little bit of like attitude and like differences there, just because like it was unfair. People had plans and everything set up already, people to pick them up and everything, and just for them to cancel a flight like that, They should have given people a heads up and things like that, but things happen, whatever. So as we were checking out, and they said, okay, you're gonna have to check out all the way and everything, and then go collect your bag where you're supposed to be collecting your bags. We showed up to collect our bags, and my bag was missing. I said, but wait, we did not even fly out of here. We've been sitting at this airport for so long. I have not even flown out, and how are you telling me that you lost my bag? I literally just checked the bag in with you guys. I was so upset. I was like, okay, they started off on a bad note with me. I'm like, okay, I can't do this. The people reassured me, oh no ma'am, don't worry about it. The flight that we rebooked you in for tomorrow, don't worry, your bag is gonna be with you. It's gonna be on the next flight when you're on your way there. I'm like, we can't even find it, you know? We're still here, we can't even find it. I haven't even left, we haven't even found it yet. And you're telling me that to rest assured it's gonna be on the next flight tomorrow. So they booked us the flight the next day in the morning. Okay, so we ended up going home. We didn't catch our flight, and the next morning again we went through the whole system again, the process, checked ourselves in. After checking ourselves in again, you know, we went through the whole process. The man reassured me again. I asked about our bag. They're like, yeah, your bag is gonna be there. Keep in mind, I wasn't the only one in the group that lost my bag. My husband's niece, she lost her bag as well. So that was two of us in one booking that lost our bag. And so the next day when we were supposed to catch our flight, again, more delays. Keep in mind, there was no storm or no nothing. More delays happening concerning our flight. Now at this point, people were really getting upset because it was the same group of people, a lot of them, that were catching the same flight to leave for Kingston. They did not leave that airport until God knows what time. And when they showed up again, it was, oh, the flight is having some, we're having some technical difficulties and things like that. And this was, there was something wrong with one of the toilets on the flight. So that's why they said that they were having issues and they were addressing it, and we should be leaving shortly. So that whole time we was there waiting for the flight, and the delay, they didn't notify us. They started notifying us after they realized so much hours has gone by. I don't even remember what time we took off Pearson the second day. At that time, everybody was so fed up already. There was a group of individuals there that were, I guess, contract workers or something like that. And their situation was that their entry papers expired that same day. So if they don't catch that flight that day, then there's gonna be some, you know what I mean, custom situations there. And so there was like almost like 60, 80 or even more than that of them that were there. And you can just imagine all of these men, all of these Jamaican men, okay, after being treated like this the first day, the second day, you know, they were just fed up. They were waiting for the flight. So they started, you know, like the rudeness started coming out, the tension. Everybody was just like on next level. Like nobody was dealing with the drama anymore, and every time an Air Canada person would come on the mic to make announcements or updates, boy, did they get it. As soon as they open up their mouths to make announcements, you would hear one man or one woman just start cussing them off. It was like something I've never seen at Pearson. Disorder. And for me personally, like, I understand delays, I understand cancellation. These things happen, you know. We want to be safe and we want to get to our destination properly. The issue is they weren't even doing proper customer service. Air Canada, they were not doing proper customer service there. As you can see how they started off with me and my bag. And a situation like that, when you have a group of people and you're dealing with them in that sense and all this stuff is happening, the least they could have done is have a few agents on the ground at that particular gate, just notifying, reassuring people that this flight is going to be taking off today. Don't worry about it. They could have started early in advance, giving people some, like, maybe little food vouchers or things like that. It's only when things started getting heated and things started getting bad to the point where police officers were called at that particular gate, because tensions were so much. That's when, they started pulling all these stops, or maybe like trying to feed the people. Like, you had the people waiting for so long, and these people are expecting to be home, landed already, but you have them there and treating them like this, So that was the situation. We finally, after so long of waiting, we finally boarded our flight. And, the flight took off, smoothly, took off, like, it took off, everything was fine on the flight. We got to our destination. So when we got there, oh my goodness, we waited another long line just to kind of like exit, go through custom and everything to go collect our bags. Now, mind you, my bag was lost since the day before that. And I was like, okay, once I check out of here with customs, I'm gonna go collect my bag. Custom lady, let me tell you about custom lady. Custom lady had some custom attitude. Why? I don't know. Okay, welcome to Jamaica. Serious attitude, like next level. My girl tells us, okay, we didn't fill out the paper properly. The paper that normally, I think it's like declaration or whatever paper that they give you on the flight. They gave us one of those papers. And the flight attendants told us, just fill out this paper. You're going to need it when you're entering and so on. We filled out that paper. But the issue was that we didn't fill out one per person. We should have filled out 4. And so when we was with her, and she said, okay, you guys should have filled out four of these papers. You shouldn't have filled out one of these papers. And I said, okay, there was no issues, no nothing. We filled out the paper. She made us stand on the side, fill out the paper properly, and then we give it back to her. And then she points out something else on the paper that was wrong. I was like, wait, if there's any other issues that is wrong with that paper, you know what I mean? Can you just let us know? That was my take. Why are you making us do one thing after the next, one thing after the next, one thing after the next? And so before I took off, because I had these kids already, I've already ran out of snacks and everything because I spent long at Pearson with all the delays and everything that Air Canada was putting me through. I've landed, I've waited a long line of custom to exit, okay? And I'm just trying to exit so that I can go feed the kids and deal with them. At this point, my son was already fussy. So before I left that line again with her, I said, listen to me. I said, ask her. I said, why don't we fill out this information that you're requiring? Do we have to go back in that long line and wait again to come see one of you guys? She said, no. I said, all right, she has mercy on us. She said, no, you could just come see me. I said, okay. So we kept coming back and seeing her. But mind you, this whole time, her attitude level, I don't even know why she had attitude. And I walked away from that situation. I was like, wait, people are coming to your country. Some of us are coming for the first time. You are the first point of contact, customer service and everything that has to do with your country. That encounter, you are that first point of contact. And this is the package that you want to deliver to the world. I said, all right. But you know what? We just dealt with her. She made us step aside for not filling out 4 papers. We filled them out. We give it back to her. She said you need to call the people that you're staying with and get the address. You can't just put a phone number there. I said, okay. We stepped aside. We put an address down. And something else. So she kept making us step aside instead of telling us everything at once. So that was the issue with there. After we exited, all I wanted to do was just exit and get and figure out the situation with the bag that was lost. We finally exited. We're looking for the bag. My husband's niece, she found her bag. She found my bag that was lost. And I told her, I was like, wait, one bag is still missing. So the bag that the airline told me that, don't worry, it's going to be in Jamaica when you reach there, it was there. And I found it. And the second one that was lost was the kid's bag. I looked for the kid's bag, it wasn't there. Filled out the information. And then after that, we just went home. And we did not get our bag back until the day that I had to fly back on January 2nd. And I found the bag at the airport. You know, I found the children's bag at the airport, at Kingston Airport. So I had a notification email from Air Canada that they're going to be delivering this bag. And I filled out the information. And the whole time I was on my trip, I was contacting them, trying to get a hold of them to rectify the situation and figure out where my bag is. Had a tag number and everything, and a case number. And my roaming fees was kind of like just kind of going up. And, you know, I didn't realize, like, in terms of how I was calling that, you know, that fee, I was going to incur that fee, you know. So that was a mistake on my part, because I didn't know that the numbers, those toll-free numbers I was calling Air Canada, they weren't toll-free. So if you're out of Canada and like you're somewhere else and you're making those calls, they aren't technically free as though you were making them in the country that they gave you that number, you know. So that was another situation there that I encountered, and I ended up kind of like just paying for that. And like it was like $300 to pay for that. So I got back, I was dealing with the Air Canada. I was dealing with them through email. Of course, they're not going to deal with anything over the phone as much, unless like cases are open and things like that. And it took me a while just to have them even consider anything. In terms of compensation for not having my bag and, you know, misplacing my bag, losing my bag and all that other stuff, they didn't do much for me. They gave me a voucher, okay, and for the delays and everything else. So they gave me 2 vouchers, and those were travel vouchers of like, I think the first one was like $3,000. It was a $3,000 voucher. And then after I continued escalating the matter, that's when they added another voucher. So in total, there was 2 vouchers of a total of $6,000. And for the bag, you know, the bag loss and everything like that, the only thing that they could do was each transfer me $151 and also gave me a $300 voucher. I said, mind you, that was the children's bag. It had everything, diapers, wipes, and everything, and clothes. So the best the airline could do for me was $151 for what they did to me for 2 weeks with the kids. And I was thinking to myself, I said, these people, $151 in the cost of things that is going on right now, you can't even afford anything, you know. And my children's suitcase was loaded with stuff. And how I managed there, I just managed. I bought a couple of things just to maintain with the kids, diapers and things like that. I was just very frustrated with that. That was one of the things that was just kind of like, just, you know, damaged the trip a bit there. So, you know, where I had to go out of my way and, you know, get all this other stuff for the kids just to make sure that I can cope with them for those days that I was there over 2 weeks. You know, and that money came out of my pocket. But mind you, if you go on their website concerning bags, they just increase people's fees when it comes to entering with a second bag. If you go on their website, you're going to see that they're going to charge you something close to $200, okay, to have you put a second bag on their flight. Okay, the first bag, there's one fee, and then after that, if you add another one or something like that, if you look, they are charging you $200. But for losing your bag and for losing your stuff and having you pay for stuff out of your pocket, you know, and putting you through all that hassle of bad customer service, they can only e-transfer you $151. Not even the cost that they are charging you to put a bag in their flight. So that's what the situation was. So yeah, that's all. That's how I pretty much, I got a little bit of a compensation there because I kept pushing through my emails and stuff like that. I kept escalating the situation. That's the best they could do for me. And I noticed a lot of people have been having issues. I did know that that was around like a busy time for them where, you know, holiday times and everything like that, New Year's time. But even after that, people are still having issues. Like, people have lost bags with like important things and medication and things like that. And that was all that fight that I was hearing at the airport. What are they doing to rectify this issue? I don't know. But you know what I feel like? Companies like this that take advantage of people and do things like this, the only way that they can learn is if, you know, somebody takes them to court and one of those judges makes a lesson out of them. That's when they're gonna learn something. Losing one client, if I say, oh, I'm never gonna fly with Air Canada again, that's nothing to them. 5-10 people say that, that's nothing to them, you know. That's baby food. They could care less. They make a lot of money. But when they are taught a lesson, $1 million lesson is nothing to Air Canada. But if they were taught a lesson in a class action lawsuit, they would be listening to the rules. They would be listening to the rules and they would be doing things the right way. So anyways, that was my update in terms of my flight situation with Air Canada. And I'm gonna do a part 2 video. Hopefully I can have a sit down moment where I can actually do it at home. But I was on the road, I figured let me just update you guys on that part. So I'll do a part 2 and let you guys know the second update here concerning the news that I got when we were down there in Jamaica. So I'll do a part 2 to that. Thank you so much for watching. I hope if you guys are having any issues with any airline, I hope they rectify it. Just keep your foot on the pedal, escalate the situation, and see what they can do for you, okay? I know it sucks. I've been there, done that. So thank you so much for watching this vlog. If you want to see any of my other Jamaican vlog, they will be linked, you know, in the description down below, or just check out my channel and you will see them there, all the little fun stuff and things that we did out in Jamaica. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys all in the next vlog. Bye for now.